Does your Toyota Tacoma have the correct rear bump stop spacing? Find out why that's important and watch this video. The most common problem with incorrect rear bump stop length is someone puts on an aftermarket shock that is longer than the factory one, but reuses the factory bump stop spacing. And so the longer shock bottoms out before it should. So now you're no longer using your bump stops on the vehicle, and you're now just hammering on your shock. And in addition to bottoming out on it and putting all that force to your shock, it's extremely uncomfortable, and you're just shoving dirt and mud right into the seals, which can really reduce the longevity of your shocks. What can also happen is because the factory bump stop mounts on top of the leaf spring pack, if you run a shock that's capable of stock length, you can actually give up a ton of up travel, which means you're bottoming out way more frequently than you should and giving up a ton of ride comfort. So as you can see, when you're setting up your Tacoma, it's really important that your shock, your leaf spring, and your bump stop spacing are all working together to give you the most up travel possible and the best ride quality possible. There are currently some options available on the market to increase or change your bump stop spacing. Some reuse a factory bump stop and some use an aftermarket bump stop, but in general, the options for height adjustments are very limited. So you're probably left with the incorrect bump stop spacing. So in order to solve the problem that we found in the marketplace with people bottoming out their shocks or giving up a bunch of valuable up travel, is we've come out with a U-bolt flip and different length spacers so that we can match your shock length, your spring pack to the proper bump stop spacer so that you get every available inch of up travel without bottoming your shocks out. Since we're already designing new bump stop spacers, we also wanted to put some effort into designing the perfect bump stop to go with them so that when you do bottom out, it feels as good as possible. And we spent a ton of time developing and testing different bump stops. So we tested, different heights, different diameters, different shapes, you name it, we tested it. We took these things to Barstow, they've been to Baja, they've been through whoops, they've been over speed bumps, they've been to the grocery store. These bump stops have been everywhere. And while this bump stop is pretty tall, I would like to point out that it's made out of foam and it's very soft. This is not a giant block of rubber. In general, we don't recommend giant stiff bump stops. So you would be shocked at how far down this compresses, and that just gives you that really nice bottom out feel when you do hit a bump that's a little bit too big. So with part of this design, we also wanted to make it a U-bolt flip so that we could get the most ground clearance possible. So you can see here's the complete assembly that goes on top of the leaf spring. U-bolts face up, nice ground clearance. The factory one hangs down. It costs you ground clearance. It can get hung up on rocks. So now we've got a nice minimal profile under the axle. And in the event you want to use air bumps, which are great in themselves, we also offer it as just a bare plate, which will work with an air bump. In case you're worried about which one of these bump stop spacer lengths you need, you can go to our website and check out the product page. It has a list of common leaf springs and shock lengths so that you can pick which one of these you need without doing a bunch of measurements. We are also going to be updating all of our suspension kits so they'll automatically come with the right spacer. If you have any questions about this product, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.